Rick and Sharon, we're taking you to Lancaster, where earlier we did get some wind, and we're still looking at wind in the forecast right now. You can see the wind blowing the trees around just a little bit, but trust me, it's a little more intense out there. You'll see the flags blowing in the wind, but things are picking up. We're looking at wind gusts in the area between 50, even 60 miles an hour in some spots. So we're going to jump ahead for you. We want to get right to the current winds, and as we do, we will get back to radar. Don't worry. You'll see 22-mile-an-hour sustained winds right now in Lancaster, 19 for Santa Clarita, 21. That's for Burbank, 20 for downtown Long Beach, a 22, Santa Monica 21. Remember, these are your sustained wind speeds, so wind gusts are even above that. There is radar. We're still dealing with snow over the Grapevine and windy conditions, making for treacherous driving conditions. Also looking at a little bit of rain snow mix as well as you continue to make your way down the 5. We've got a wind advisory. It's going to continue to stay in effect through tomorrow morning for the majority of the Southland, and a high wind warning as well. More on the wind, when it's going to die down, and more rain on the way. We'll have the details coming up. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
I know. Meters. Those are like so convenient.
So convenient.
Yeah. How often did you remember not having to change?
I never had change every single time. I was running into stores. Do you have change for $1?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure it's better in the city because I know that people who collect all the change have to keep going back when they did have those coin-operated ones. Now they don't even have to go back that many times.
I do have to admit, I have change in my car just in case I come across
Don't need it now.
coin-operated meter. But but you do if you go to downtown and you want to donate to the homeless. There you go.
Okay.
Just make sure which meter you're donating to.
We didn't want to get to the snow because it's coming down pretty good through the Grapevine right now. Take a look at the 5. We're going to take a closer look right here, and as we zoom in, all of the white indicating snow, all of the pink indicating rain snow mix. So we do have snow over Fraser Park, but it is spanning down the 5 right there, actually the 5 to be more exact, into the Santa Clarita Valley. We're starting to see a few showers, and closer to the 118, we're looking at a little bit of rain snow mix over the hills right there. So pretty impressive tonight all along the 5. On top of that, we've got very impressive wind speeds as well, coming in at 22 miles an hour in Lancaster, 19 for Santa Clarita. As we work our way toward the coast, we're looking at very impressive wind speeds as well, 21 for Santa Monica and 22. That's currently for Long Beach. So let's get to the futurecast. Want to show you what's going on wind-wise over the next few hours. We are under several advisories and warnings. No surprise, because winds are sustained at 20+ miles an hour, gusting in some spots between 50, even 60 miles an hour. You'll see right here 20-mile-an-hour sustained winds. That's for Santa Clarita by 2 a.m. and things are continuing to stay pretty windy into the early morning hours. Things are calming down just a little bit, but even then, even by the 10 o'clock hour, some of the advisories expiring and the warnings, but we're still looking at windy conditions. 22-mile-an-hour sustained winds for Santa Clarita, 20 for Riverside, the Apple Valley at 13 miles an hour, and most of the wind at this point turning offshore. 24 miles an hour for Santa Clarita by tomorrow afternoon. By the evening, things are calmer, but they're not completely calm. We're still looking at a little bit of a breezy forecast even by tomorrow evening. Over the last 24 hours, here are wind gusts very impressive. Saugus 50 miles an hour, Granada Hills 35, Santa Monica 48 miles an hour at the coast there. So very impressive numbers, and we're continuing to look at windy to breezy conditions tomorrow. Sunny and warmer by Thursday, a few clouds by Friday and Saturday with a chance of rain by your Sunday. Rick and Sharon, back to you. And we're getting a look outside right now. It's windy, and we're looking at some snow and a little bit of rain out there as well. We'll have the details coming up.
Yes.
Windy, one word, 2 syllables.
That's it, 2 syllables.
There you go.
I knew that.
It is windy out there, though. It's windy, it's cold, potentially freezing cold in some spots. We're even looking at a little bit of snow. There's a lot to talk about this evening, so we're going to break it all down for you in a minute. We're taking you to the Santa Monica Pier, and as we do, you're going to see a few people out and about there tonight. Not a whole lot, and it is pretty dry out there along the pier, but that's not the case as we take you down the 5 right there. We're looking at rain and a little bit of snow. A closer look at that. Take a look right here. We have some snow closer to Fraser Park, and all through the Newhall Pass, we're looking at a little bit of rain and snow in Santa Clarita, getting a little bit of rain as well, and closer to the 118, getting a little bit of rain snow mix. So the snow level is very low, around 3,500 feet, even lower in some spots because it is that cold out there. Currently, winds very impressive. We're looking at 27-mile-an-hour sustained wind speeds for Santa Clarita, 21 for Burbank, 20 for Long Beach, 22 for Santa Monica, 11 for Riverside, 17 right now for Fullerton. So no surprise, we're under that wind advisory pretty much for the entire Southland until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and a high wind warning for the mountains. And it's the mountains where we're looking at wind gusts upwards of 60+ miles an hour. Currently temperatures in the 20s, 30s, 40s with a few 50s. It's very cold out there, and in the wind protected areas we're expecting sub-freezing temperatures tonight. 42 in Pasadena tonight. That's right now getting even cooler. 22 in Wrightwood, 34 in Lancaster, 43 that's for Van Nuys, and 38 degrees in Valencia right now. So again, we have wind advisories and warnings. We've got north to northwesterly winds this evening, turning to the northeast tomorrow morning. Sub-freezing temperatures are possible. We're getting very close in the mountains already there, and isolated showers and snow, again, mainly through the grapevine right now as we speak. For the coast, we're looking at nothing but sunshine for the next couple of days, and then we're expecting a little more cloud cover followed by a chance of rain as we head into your Sunday, but it looks to be drier by Christmas. Rick, Sharon?
All right,
we're looking at very windy conditions. In fact, we're taking you to the Santa Monica Pier right now, and right behind the Ferris wheel, which is shaking in this shot, or actually the camera is shaking, but the Ferris wheel probably shaking itself as well. Take a look at the flag right there blowing in the wind, just showing us, demonstrating, in fact, how windy it really is out there. And if you want to know exactly how windy, well, let's get a look at current wind speeds right now. We're coming in at 30 miles an hour. That's your sustained wind speed for the Santa Clarita Valley, for Santa Clarita itself. 22 miles an hour coming from the north. In Burbank right now, Lancaster at 20, Riverside 10 along the coast, very impressive. 23 mile an hour sustained wind speeds for Santa Monica. We saw wind gusts earlier today up at 48 miles an hour in Santa Monica, 20 miles an hour in Long Beach, and Fullerton at 17 miles an hour. So the majority of the Southland is under that wind advisory until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, expecting 25 to 35 mile an hour sustained winds with wind gusts upwards of 45 miles an hour. That's already been the case, and it could continue to be the case into the overnight hours. We also have a high wind warning for the mountains, and that's where we could potentially see wind gusts. We've already come close to about 60, even 60+ miles an hour into the overnight and morning hours. So the winds will certainly be howling out there. I would bring things inside, make sure everything's secured before you go to bed tonight. Radar showing you just a few leftover showers and a few leftover snow flurries closer to the grapevine there. So low elevation snow coming in at even around 3,000 feet this evening. Take a look at temperatures. It's a very cold night out there, so that combined with the winds, there is a wind chill factor because it's cold enough to have a wind chill factor, so it feels even colder than it actually is once the wind comes in. You'll see 42 mile an hour, or actually not 42 mile an hour, but that's very precise actually. 42 degrees right now in Van Nuys, 42 in Pasadena, 41 in San Bernardino, and 42 in Riverside. We'll have more peak wind gusts for you coming up in just a little bit, and your extended forecast, that's just all coming up, so don't go away. Sylvia, back to you.
All right.
Sylvia, yeah, that's exactly right. We have seen lots of wind out there, and, well, we're taking a little break from that, and we're showing you the moon. So windy that the moon is shaking. No, I'm kidding. The camera might be shaking a little bit there, but a great shot of the moon. We're expecting that full moon to roll around just after Christmas. Let's get a look at our current wind speeds right now. Wind is really the word tonight. 30 mile an hour sustained winds in Santa Clarita. Heading over to Burbank, northerly winds coming in at 21 miles an hour, 20 for downtown, and 20 as well for Long Beach. Over the last 24 hours, here are your updated peak wind gusts. Beverly Hills coming in at 45 miles an hour, Santa Monica 48, Newhall Pass 49, and Sandburg at 41. Even some spots potentially getting up to even 60 miles an hour. So very impressive. Watches and warnings for you. We've got wind advisories all across the Southland generally tonight through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Sustained winds between 25 and 35 miles an hour with gusts around 40, and a high wind warning for the LA County mountains right there. And we are expecting wind speeds maybe even up to 50+ miles an hour, gusts close to 60 as we head into the overnight hours. So you will probably hear that as you go to bed. I would say secure everything outside, bring it inside, patio furniture, anything of the sort, because it will continue to stay windy into the overnight hours for the majority of the Southland. Taking a look at radar right here, still a little rain and still a little bit of snow, residual snow from earlier. Take a look along the 5. We're dealing with some of that snow, and into the Ventura County mountains. We're looking at a little bit of snow as well closer to Santa Clarita. Looks like we're getting a few raindrops. Currently temperatures are in the 20s, 30s, 40s, a few 50s out there, but it's a very cold night, and we are eventually warming up as we head toward the weekend with the another chance of rain as we head toward your Sunday. Looks to be a little drier by Monday and a chance of snow by the weekend as well. Sylvia, back to you.
All right, Ev, thanks.
And here at home, the wind is the word tonight. Take a look at this flag blowing in the wind. We're expecting windy conditions, at least for the overnight hours. We'll give you all the details coming right up.
Images whenever you see anything like that, right?
I love that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. True meteorologist.
Here we go. It is.
Hopefully no one's in danger, but
yes.
We've got some dramatic activity outside.
We really do. We've got some major wind outside, so we're tracking the wind out there. We also have several advisories to talk about.
Okay.
We've got snow out there. We've got very cold temperatures, sub-freezing temperatures out in the yellows and oranges. The blues, still windy, but not as windy. So as the colors get a little colder, the wind gets a little lighter. But take a look right here through Santa Clarita, 26-mile-an-hour winds, 22 for Burbank, Santa Monica, 22 miles an hour, Long Beach, 19. These are your sustained wind speeds, so wind gusts even higher than that. As we get a look at radar right here, you're going to see a little bit of rain and snow along the Grapevine there, closer to Fraser Park. We're still getting a few flurries as well. Along the 5, we're getting a little bit of a rain-snow mix in the Santa Clarita Valley, getting a little bit of rain. Over the Ventura County Mountains, we're getting a little bit of snow, but again, pretty minimal at this point, but still a factor in our forecast. So we've got wind advisories and warnings out there in effect through tomorrow morning. North to northwesterly winds at the moment, turning to the northeast by tomorrow. Sub-freezing temperatures possible. We're already dropping down into the 20s in some spots, so already happening for the mountains, and we could get below freezing in spots like the high desert tonight. We've got isolated showers and snow still in the forecast, and that could continue to stay in the forecast through the next few hours. 63 earlier today in downtown. Average is 67 degrees, so we were below average for this time of year. And over the next 24 hours, we're expecting 40s, 40 in downtown, 43 in the morning hours, and by the afternoon, we're up to about 60 degrees. A little calmer, but we're still calling it breezy. So that low already pushing through, with that cold front pushing through, and we're just dealing with the cold air behind the front. And with that, it's also very windy. That's going to continue to be a factor over the next 24 hours. Breezy to windy tomorrow, a little warmer by Thursday. By your weekend, keeping it dry until your Sunday. By Sunday, expecting a chance of rain and a chance of snow and showers. Sylvia, back to you.
All right.
Sharon, it's windy now. It's going to stay windy into the overnight hours, so we're not done with this yet. We're taking a look outside right now from our Sierra camera. We're looking at clear skies, but we're also looking at a little bit of cloud cover, and I will tell you there is some rain, even a little bit of snow out there. So we'll get to radar momentarily, but we want to get to the wind. It is very windy out there, and you'll see the warmer colors on your screen representing the windiest spots. So you'll see the reds right there through the Santa Clarita Valley, indicating that it is windy. 28-mile-an-hour sustained winds, 23 for Burbank, 23 for Santa Monica. These are your sustained winds. As we head into the early morning hours, things are going to start to calm down a little bit, but we still are looking at breezy to windy conditions, sustained winds still around 20 miles an hour through some of our inland spots right there. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, things are still windy, especially for the Santa Clarita Valley as we head through the 7 o'clock hour. That's when things start to die down in the evening hours, with the exception of the Newhall Pass in the Santa Clarita Valley. That's where things will continue to stay windy even through tomorrow night. So we're expecting a breezy to windy forecast tomorrow and very windy overnight with a little bit of rain and snow out there as we speak. We'll have more on your forecast for the rest of the week coming up in just a little bit. Sharon, back to you.
All right.
And we're looking at very windy conditions out there. We'll let you know how windy, how long they'll last, and what we can expect later in the week. That's all coming up. The party's just getting started out there. It's been windy and it's going to continue to stay windy. This is video from earlier today in Lancaster. Doesn't look too windy in the shop, but I'm telling you, the high desert very windy today and very windy right now as we speak. Wind gusts between 50 and 60 miles an hour, potentially in some spots. Right now, sustained winds coming into Santa Clarita out of the north now. At 30 miles an hour, 24 for Burbank, 17 for Lancaster. Remember, these are your sustained winds, so wind gusts even higher than that. 22-mile-an-hour sustained winds for the Apple Valley right now. And as we take you through Futurecast, you're going to see as we carry on through the overnight and morning hours, still windy out there. We've got advisories pretty much across the entire Southland through first thing in the morning, and we also have wind warnings for the mountains. We're expecting wind gusts up there around 60 miles an hour. Sustained winds, though, in the double digits even by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning once the advisories and warnings expire. Still windy out there, 20-mile-an-hour sustained winds for Santa Clarita. Then by noontime, still very windy for the Santa Clarita Valley through the Newhall Pass, through Riverside, 18-mile-an-hour sustained winds there. The coast calming down a little bit, but still looking at very windy conditions in Santa Clarita. The Apple Valley calming down a little bit, and the high desert still windy. Lancaster coming in at 12 miles an hour, and by tomorrow evening, things are starting to subside, even though we could see some isolated wind gusts across the Southland, even into the overnight hours tomorrow. Things calming down, though, by the time we head into the later part of the week, and you'll see the snow and the rain starting to dwindle down a little bit. We did see snow through the Grapevine, right now looking much drier, but we're not ruling out the chance of a flurry into the overnight hours. So here's the drill. Wind advisories and warnings out there. We've got north to northeasterly winds by tomorrow, also a few spots blowing from the northwest. Sub-freezing temperatures. There is a wind chill factor out there. What does that mean? Well, the feel-like temperature is colder than the actual temperature. The winds bringing temperatures down a little bit, and this generally only happens below 50 degrees, and that's certainly something we're dealing with tonight. We're in the 40s tonight, breezy to windy, and as we head into the next few days, we're also expecting pretty nice conditions. You'll see plenty of sunshine with a chance of snow by Sunday in the mountains, a chance of rain for everyone else. Rick and Sharon, back to you.